Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're on the trail of an element, sulfur. Our mission, really, is to follow it, see how it gets from, say, the ocean into the garden soil, and ultimately why it matters for our health.
Yeah, it's a fascinating journey. Sulfur, or S, it's a macronutrient. It's essential for life. We need it to build key amino acids,
Yep.
cysteine and methionine.
The protein building blocks.
Exactly. But it's also in defense compounds. Think about the punch you get from cabbage or mustard. That's glucosinolates, sulfur compounds.
Oh, okay. So flavor and defense right there. Now, a lot of gardeners know Bittersalt, MgSO₄. Magnesium for chlorophyll, sure. But what about the S part? Why is sulfur so key for photosynthesis itself?
Right, good question. Sulfur is basically needed to build the plant's energy infrastructure. It forms these things called iron-sulfur proteins, or FS centers.
Okay.
Think of them like critical junctions in the electron transport chain, the power lines, basically. If you don't have enough sulfur, you can't build these connections.
And the whole system stalls.
Precisely. Photosynthesis just grinds to a halt and the leaves go yellow. It looks a lot like magnesium deficiency, actually, because the end result, no chlorophyll production, is similar.
Okay, so plants need it badly. But how does sulfur get from the ocean, which is this huge reservoir of sulfate, onto land and into our gardens?
It starts with marine life, especially algae. They need sulfur too, and they use it to create a special organic compound called dimethyl sulfonylpropionate, DMSP.
DMSP, is that related to that smell? You know, that low tide seaside smell?
That's exactly it. When DMSP breaks down, maybe when the algae die or are eaten, it releases a gas. Dimethyl sulfide? DMS.
Ah, DMS.
And this DMS gas is really volatile. It escapes the ocean surface, goes up into the atmosphere.
And then what?
Well, up there, it actually helps clouds form and eventually gets oxidized and dissolves into water droplets, falling back down as rain.
So ocean sulfur literally rains down on us all over the planet.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It's a key part of the global sulfur cycle. It connects the ocean to the land.
That's quite the journey. Now, you mentioned it gets oxidized. How do we get from this smelly DMS gas to something stable, something like MSM, methylsulfonylmethane, that people actually take as a supplement?
Right, so that atmospheric oxidation is key.
Yeah.
DMS transforms into other compounds, precursors to DMSO and then MSM. MSM is basically a very stable, natural, organic form of sulfur.
And the body can use that directly. We hear about MSM for joints, hair, nails. What's the link?
Sulfur is absolutely fundamental for structure. It's a key component of keratin, the protein that makes up hair, skin, and nails.
Okay.
And it's also crucial for building connective tissues like cartilage in our joints. So MSM provides a usable source of sulfur for maintaining all that.
But we don't need supplements necessarily, right?
Yeah.
Where do most people get their sulfur?
Good point. Most dietary sulfur comes from protein. Those amino acids we mentioned, methionine and cysteine, are found in meat, eggs, dairy, legumes.
So a balanced diet usually covers it.
Generally, yes. And, historically, traditional cooking methods help too, using bones, connective tissues for stocks and broths. That provided a wider range of sulfur compounds, things like collagen components.
Interesting. Okay, let's bring it back to the garden cycle. We eat sulfur, maybe more than we need. What happens then?
The body excretes the excess, primarily a sulfate, and a lot of that leaves via urine.
Urine. So human waste contains usable sulfur.
Absolutely. Depending quite a bit on diet, of course, but urine typically contains around half a gram to maybe a gram of sulfur per liter.
Wow. So if you do the math, what does that mean for gardening?
Well, one adult could potentially contribute something like 730 grams of sulfur per year. That's actually enough sulfur to fertilize hundreds of square meters of garden space. It's a potent natural source if managed properly.
That's incredible. A closed loop almost. So we've followed sulfur from the ocean air to our food, through us, and potentially back to the soil. What's the big takeaway here?
I think it really highlights the interconnectedness of it all. Planetary cycles like that DMS atmospheric transport directly impact the nutrients available for our food and, well, for our own bodies, our joints, our hair, everything.
And there's an irony here too, isn't there? Relating to environmental efforts.
Yes. We've worked hard to reduce industrial sulfur emissions, acid rain, to protect forests and lakes, which is obviously good. But that also means less sulfur is falling from the sky naturally.
So we clean the air to save the trees, but now maybe we have to sprinkle sulfur back onto the cabbage to get that same flavor and nutritional punch.
It kind of puts it perfectly, doesn't it? It links global environmental action right back to what's on our dinner plate and how healthy it is. A real full circle story.